Hello Financial Tech Skills students. We will continue with our database. One thing I wanted to mention about the report, notice that it is grouped by city and that within the city it is sorted by last name. So the wizard for the report did exactly what we had wanted. And notice it's a nice looking view compared to the table. Okay, so again we can call up our report over here by double clicking, or we can use these tabs. And before we start our next manipulative, we want to be in the table. Okay, so on the directions it says create a columnar form that includes first name, last name, and birthday. A form would be similar to what Hastings would want, so that they're only looking at one customer's information at a time. So if we look at our notes, it says to create a form object, we're going to use a wizard again. So we go to our Create tab, and we don't say that we would like Form Wizard. We have to first go to More Forms. Then we'll see Form Wizard. Okay, and same thing, it's going to ask us some questions, and we see in the directions we needed first name, double click, last name, double click, and birthday. And that's all the fields that we needed in our form. Now we say next. It says what layout, and the directions did say columnar. And we say next, and these are those similar designs. And we say next, and it tries to call it a table again, and we know it's not a table. We're going to call it a form, and we're going to put our name. And then we say finish. Okay, so now if I were working at Hastings and I was in the form view of my database, I would just be looking at one customer's information. These are my advancements to go to the next record. And if I would like to go to the last record, I use the advancement arrow with the line. And that takes me all the way to the end. Likewise, this one takes me all the way to the beginning. If I wanted to print out just one customer's form, and the directions for you to get the 5 points say to save the form and to show that you can print just one record, I would need to go into Print. And down here I would choose Selected Records, and at that time it would print just record 4, so we didn't get every customer at Hastings. Okay, so that's how I do a form. We can see it's added it over here, and it's added it up there. I'm going to go back to my table, and I'm going to do the last manipulative, which is a query. It says create a query that lists just friends in Great Falls using the following fields: last name, first name, and city. So a query takes our data and manipulates it how we instruct, and right now we'd like just those in Great Falls, and you can see we have many cities other than Great Falls. So I go to my notes page, and it says to do a query, I'm going to go to the design view. It says we have something open, so that's okay, just say yes. It says to go to the Create tab, and then it says to go to the Query Design button. Not Query Wizard, but Query Design button. At this point it says what table will we be querying, and that's correct. So we're going to add that, and then we can close that request. Down here is the manipulation area, and it says what fields do we want to print out on our query, and we were told that we wanted last name. I can pull down the arrow and add that. Next, I can also double click first name. So however you like to do that. And the next thing I need is city. So first name, last name, and city, or other way around with first and last. That's okay. Okay, under city we have some criteria. So I'm going to click in that criteria area of city, and I have to have it match how my data was entered. So Great Falls, both capitalized. And so what I'm doing is I'm querying out of my entire table a criteria of Great Falls entered under the city field. And at that point in my notes it tells me that I would click Run. And when I do that, I get a query of just my folks that lived in Great Falls. And at that point, Virtual Academy students, you would be done. You would save this entire Friends database. It should have these 4 different tabs for me. I see I didn't slow down and name that one. Not a big deal. Might let you right click on it and rename it, but I'm not seeing that. Not a big deal, but that should say query and K Parsons. But in any event, that's how you would do form and query, and I'm going to close this video clip, and that's all that you would have to upload. Don't worry about on the Friends database it asked you a question about 5 fields Hastings might use. You'll just do your journaling at this time if you're Virtual Academy students. Thank you.